as the, person who is going to list their home, the seller, you know what a good video is. Like you said, you go to the movies, you can see that, the titles come up and they're like, oh, wow, that kind of looks 3D. Oh, we're flying through. Like, what a good video is.
All right, so here we are with Ty Brandon today. And Ty's in the house, and he's from the Homefront team of Nestwork Homes in Kansas City, Missouri. And he's going to talk today to sellers about the mixture of using listing videos and specifically drones as a part of that strategy. We're going to list the three most important benefits in this podcast. So keep watching so you can learn as a seller what the three most important parts of using listing videos are. And so Ty, why don't you tell us a little bit about your real estate journey, why you're here, and why you do drone videos?
Hi, David. Thanks for having me. So yeah, my name is Ty Brandon, Kansas City, Missouri. We service Missouri and Kansas part. I have another business, like you can see, Skyfox Drone. And so that's kind of where I really started, just kind of making videos and social media content for businesses or, a lot of real estate agents. So yeah, that's kind of why I got into real estate, and here I am today.
So why don't you tell us what are the three things that the three most important things about what we do with custom videos are to the seller?
For sellers, I would say the most important thing is, companies pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for marketing material. And really, you want to tell the story of the home, one. And when you tell that story, people are watching that, and it just psychologically, it creates, urgency and a fear of loss that they need to get into that home. And then, just to see it, maybe they're kind of on the edge, but they want to go in and just like, is it really as nice as the video looks? And then, so that's number two. And then I think the third one, just when you're using all this marketing material, it of course shows returns. And in the end, you're going to get a highest price. You're going to get the most and the best offer from whoever's looking at your home.
Yeah, I agree. And that's really important. So what do you do then? So what is a custom video, and how do you get in and get the content and put it together, and where does it get posted? How does all that work?
So you look at the highlights of the house, and you kind of want to show off the best parts of the home, just overall the best parts. And then you want to get some, B-roll kind of filler shots.
Okay, what does B-roll mean? What is that?
B-roll is, just kind of approaching the home. Maybe it's the address, maybe it's a flag, flying, whatever you want, sports team.
Okay, like a fire pit or a gazebo or
yeah, anything
tub, something like that.
Anything that you think that's probably going to create the experience.
Yeah. Okay.
You want, like, as a seller, the person who lives in the home, how great it is to sit by the fire pit and enjoy, the sunset. And people can't really realize that unless, they are there. And how do you experience that? So you take a video.
Right.
And, that's why you would take a video at sunset rather than, at noon. So, I mean, that's a whole, just the process of like we were saying, telling the story, creating the experience, getting the person who's going to buy that home to feel like they want to be in the home, just it's like, we don't want to miss out on this great sunset by the pool, doing
Right.
all this stuff. And so sometimes even in my videos, I bring, people would probably call them extras, but I get people in there. And I think videos with people in it are way more interesting. And so that, again, tells the story, creates the experience. And then really, like I said, in the end, if you tell that story right, you're just increasing your profit margin, or you're increasing the number of offers.
So it sounds like the quality of and the experience of the person doing this type of work is very important. I'm hearing things from you about bringing in extras, if it makes sense, planning the time of day. I think there are some apps and websites where you can go on and see where sunset will be at certain times. Storyboarding the process in your mind when you go to the property. Where am I going to go first? What am I going to shoot? Where's the sun? Are there windows in rooms, right? As far as getting a lot of
Completely correct.
blowout in rooms.
You want somebody who, in the industry, we say is very like light sensitive. So everything has to do with light.
Yeah.
You want to capture everybody in their best light. You want everybody to be glowing. You want that room to, not be blown out with just like big old bright windows. So it kind of everything looks like harsh.
Yeah.
And the whites are important. And again, storyboarding, like you're saying, once you get down the line, you do want to hire somewhat of a professional. Your mom, your brother, your sister can get a drone and or a camera and do all the pictures, but you're not going to get the same quality. And it's at the end of the day, you can spend a whole bunch of money to do it yourself and more time, and you get a lesser product. And when you're marketing your home, that's one of the biggest purchases or sells in a person's life.
Right.
um, and do you want to leave it up to them, or do you just want to just hire the professional who's like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. It's not going to take that much time. I got this great idea. It's not going to be just like the other guy. Again, that's about getting the best offer and the best price. And so it's hard to, a lot of people just make one video, but a lot of times it's about getting really like dynamic shots. So it comes up and you get the front door and then you can spin around. And um, again, that takes practice to be able to be comfortable, flying under things or flying really close to things if you're flying the drone, um,
Right.
or just putting stuff together, like you were saying, the storyboarding part of the process. You want to make a tour of the home, right? Where do you start? You start in the bathroom? Do you start in the garage? I mean, is that the most glamorous? Or you want to create psychological effects, and music has a great effect on the
Yeah, so
whole.
talk about music a little bit. That's a great point. So you've got all this nice video, and what do you do with it? You're going to edit it down to make this sort of what, like a trailer, like a movie trailer? Is that kind of what you're
I
shooting
mean,
for?
yeah. And you know what? I mean, that's a great approach to think about it. I
Right.
like, and I the music kind of is the beginning process of everything. You go in there and I kind of take, 3 or 4 shots of the same thing, just a little bit different, because you never know what you're going to get. And you kind of get back and you're like, oh, okay, what do I do with it? But
Mm.
the music I feel is crucial. And that's kind of where I start. I get all the video, I guess, like that's where I start. But you want to sync the videos to the music. And again, that's a psychological process when everything makes sense, when the videos and it's cutting and the music hits on the beat. People, they start nodding their head, and then
Right,
like that's
exactly.
the
And
beginning.
that takes talent and experience. I've seen
Yeah,
way more videos where it's just sort of a walk through a home with some video behind it. There's no timing,
yeah,
and then I've seen other videos that look like the trailer to Maverick, which is a movie that just came out. I know this video could be out there for years, but the new Top Gun movie just came out,
yeah.
and the video trailer for that makes you want to go to the movie.
And
So that's what
yeah,
I shoot for when I do my videos for homes is I want people to look at that and go, I need to get in that home right now. And they're
right.
calling their buyer agent. And
And
it
then,
works.
as the, person who is going to list their home, the seller, what a good video is. Like you said, you go to the movies, you can see that, the titles come up and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, that kind of looks 3D. Oh, we're flying through. Like,
Yeah.
what a good video is. And a lot of that stuff, it's not too complicated to do. I mean, it takes, again, skills. It's a skill set for an editor, but
Yeah.
you as a seller, you're informed, what's going on, what a good video is. And
Yeah.
if you see everything that's like the same, like I said, the same shots before, at
Not
least
exciting.
that person is in the game. But
Yeah.
you want to stand out. You want to create that urgency. You want you just want an amazing. You want someone to, like I said, start nodding their head to the music. And even
Exactly.
stuff is like, it's such a simple step that a lot of people just leave out on the table. It's just step two of taking a little bit of time
Yeah.
and really caring about the product that you export.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. I've got some stats here. Well, first of all, with COVID and lockdowns 2.5 years ago, everybody got stuck in their homes. So here are some stats from Inman, which is a real estate national sort of a aggregator of information.
Actually,
They said that videos get 4 times the inquiries of homes that are listed when they're listed with videos. They get 4 times the inquiries of homes that are listed without a video. 73% of homeowners say they are more likely to list with a real estate agent who uses video. People watch an average of 19 hours of online video per week, which is an increase of 8.5 hours over the past 4 years. So the audience is there. the desire is there, but the adoption of video is very slow. And so I don't know what it's like in Missouri. Is everybody doing video out there, or is it, you know, what's it like out there?
You know, I feel like it's probably the same. And, in any industry, you get the people who are going to do everything to get you the highest and the most for your house. And, there's some people who have a marketing budget, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all how much you want to market the property. And like you said, it kind of reiterates, people are watching a lot of stuff on their phones, on their
Mm,
iPads, they can do it anywhere. And you want that chance to capture that just one interest,
yeah.
um, and like video does it, there's not a lot of cable anymore, so people cut the cords. And then you have Facebook, you have YouTube, you have TikTok, you have Instagram, and all those are kind of their own separate animals. And I mean, like I said, when you're making these videos, you want to know which audience you're talking to and which audience is going to come in
React.
your house, put a bid in on your house, put a contract in on your house. And maybe at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. But yeah, you're like, if you're putting out the content, it's
In Maine, typically when I go on home listing appointments, I'll go into the MLS the night before, and I will look up all homes over a certain price range. Let's say it's 500,000 in whatever counties, let's say York and Cumberland County, and there will be less than 10% that actually have a custom video as part of the photos. So you can click on photos on any of these, and I'll just go through each one. I'll go right down the list, and I'll look to see if there's a custom video, and less than 10% have that. So we've got stats showing that people are online. They want video. They want an agent that does custom video, and yet the adoption rate is very low. Now, sometimes people will put these photos, these videos on places other than the MLS, like their own website or whatever, or YouTube. But the bottom line is the MLS is where people are getting the information from. So why wouldn't you post it there? And again, another reason to use someone like you or me who understands the social media and the marketing aspect of what do you do once the video's done.
That's really where you put the real estate person hat on,
Yeah.
and marketing. And it's more than just the people that your
Yeah.
database. And like I said, you continually, if you're doing video all the time, even once a week, you're building an audience of people who know your brand. It's way more than just doing the video. The video's, the first step.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's what you do with after the video, and how many people you can get coming back.
So tell me a little bit, because we're going to wrap this up pretty soon, but just wanted to go into the law part of this. Um, what do you need to do to be a drone pilot to use video for listing videos?
Yeah. So if you ever want to make money doing a drone, you need your Part 107 license.
And what is that?
It's a certification that the FAA wants you to go through a program. I mean, there's not a set program, but there's a standardized test, and it's basically all the safety regulations. They want to know where you can and can't fly, and why those regions and how high you can fly. And it's the same thing as anybody could be a lifeguard, but you want a lifeguard who knows CPR in an emergency
Right.
situation. So you
Now,
really want a professional who has that certification, who has insurance.
so to know that the person that you're hiring as your agent, or the people that your agent are going to hire, has a Part 107 license and is insured, is very important.
And if they're going to come fly on your house that you're about to sell, what if it gets damaged?
Right.
Like,
Yep.
where's that going to come out of?
So just reiterating again, the three things that people really want: the ability to have a story told about their home, and have that stand out in the listing when it's rolled out above all the other listings. That creating a fear of an urgency and a fear of loss in the buyers. They want to see the home. Once they see the home, they want to get the home, and that number three leads into typically bidding, more offers, possible bidding wars, better contingencies like an appraisal gap contingency or whatever, because people want that home. they're willing to do more to get that home. For you
Right.
as a seller, it's going to give you the ability to hopefully increase the bottom line and get top dollar for your listing. So we hope this was helpful, Ty. Really appreciate you coming in all the way from Missouri on Zoom, but I hope the travel wasn't too bad. I know it's been bad
No,
out
it's
there
quick.
lately. All right, well, thanks again, and I hope you all have a great day. And don't forget, today's the day. Don't dog it.